Welcome back to the WholeHearted Living Podcast. I'm Debs Thorpe and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something that might sound simple on the surface, which is grounding. But what we're really exploring is something much deeper. How to find your way back to who you are beneath all the noise, the chaos, the survival patterns that you've been running for years. Because here's the truth, most of us are living so far outside of our bodies, so disconnected from the present moment, that we've completely lost touch with our true selves. We're operating on autopilot, running ancient survival programs, and we don't even realise it. Have you ever had that experience where you're driving somewhere familiar and you arrive at your destination with absolutely no memory of the journey? Your body got there, but you weren't really present. You were somewhere else entirely, replaying a conversation from yesterday, rehearsing one for tomorrow, planning, worrying, analysing. That's what most of us are doing with our entire lives. We're living in our heads, in the past, in the future, anywhere but here, anywhere but now, anywhere but in our bodies. And when we're not in our bodies, we can't access our true selves, because your true self doesn't live in your thoughts. It lives in your body, in this present moment, beneath all the layers of protection you've built. So today we're going to explore how to come home, how to ground, how to find the you that exists beneath the survival patterns, the trauma responses, the masks, and the performance. The modern disconnection. Let's start with why we're so disconnected in the first place. We live in a world that actively pulls us away from our bodies and the present moment. Think about it. We're constantly stimulated through screens, notifications, news, noise. We're rewarded for productivity, not presence. We're taught to think our way through everything. We're conditioned to ignore our body's signals, to push through, to keep going, that rest is lazy. We're living at a pace that our nervous systems were never designed for. And here's what happens. When life moves too fast, when there's too much input, when we feel unsafe, our nervous system goes into survival mode. So survival mode versus true self. Now this is crucial to understand. Your survival patterns are not your true self. When you're in survival mode, you're operating from trauma responses. Fight being anger, control, aggression, pushing through. Flight showing as anxiety, restlessness, constant doing, escaping. Freeze as numbness, disassociation, paralysis, shutting down. Fawn as people-pleasing, over-accommodating, losing yourself to keep others happy. These are adaptive responses. They kept you safe. They've helped you survive situations where you had no other choice. But here's what I want you to understand. These survival patterns are like weather systems passing through. They're not the ground itself. Underneath the storm, underneath the anxiety, the people-pleasing, the overthinking, the numbness, there's solid ground. There's your true self, calm, whole, present. The problem is, most of us have been in survival mode for so long that we think we are the storm. We think the anxiety is our personality. We think people-pleasing is just being nice. We think the constant doing is who we are, but it's not. It's what you learned to do to survive. Your true self is the one who exists when you feel safe, when you're grounded, when you're present in your body in this moment without threat. And the beautiful thing, that self is always there, waiting for you to come home. So, what is this true self that I keep talking about? Your true self is the essence of who you are, beneath all of the conditioning, the trauma responses, the masks you wear, the roles you play. It's the you that existed before the world told you who to be. It's the you that knows what you need, what you want, what feels right. It's the you that feels connected, alive, present, and whole. Your true self is not your achievements, your productivity, your performance, your people pleasing, your anxiety, your survival strategies. Your true self is the quiet knowing beneath all of that. It's the part of you that whispers, this doesn't feel right, when you're saying yes but mean no. It's the part that feels expansive when you're doing something aligned. It's the part that feels peaceful when you're truly present. Now, here's what happens. When you experience trauma, big T or little t, your nervous system learns to prioritize survival over authenticity. You learn it's not safe to say what I really think, so you people please. I have to be perfect to be loved, so you perform. My needs don't matter, so you abandon yourself. The world is dangerous, so you stay hypervigilant. And over time, these patterns become so automatic, so ingrained, that you forget there's anyone else underneath. You become the mask and the pattern. But the true self never leaves. It just gets buried, covered over, quieted. And the way back to it is through your body, through grounding, through presence. Because your true self doesn't live in your head, it lives in your body, in this moment, in this felt sense of aliveness. So let's talk about the earth for a moment, because the earth has so much to teach us about grounding and presence. Think about a tree. A tree doesn't worry about tomorrow, it doesn't replay yesterday, it doesn't perform or pretend, it simply is. Rooted, present, responding to what's here now. The tree knows the storm is not the tree. Most storms pass through and the tree bends and returns, but sometimes the storm is so powerful, it uproots the tree completely. And if that's ever happened to you, I want you to know you're not broken, you're in transition. Being uprooted doesn't mean you failed at grounding. It means you experienced something bigger than your current root system could hold. And now you have a choice. To reroot in new soil, to grow deeper roots than before, to become a tree that can weather even stronger storms. Your true self, your very essence, wasn't destroyed by the uprooting, but the life you were living, the identity you were holding, the ground you were standing on, that might need to change. And that's not failure, that's transformation. When you've been uprooted, grounding practices help you find temporary stability while you figure out where and how to reroute. They're not about going back to who you were, they're about staying present while you discover who you're becoming. Your anxiety, your trauma responses, your survival patterns, they're the storm. They pass through. But you, your true self, you're the tree, you're the ground, you're what remains when the storm clears. So grounding isn't just a nice wellness buzzword. It's a physiological process that helps your nervous system shift from survival mode to safety mode. When you ground, you're telling your nervous system, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm in my body, I'm in this moment. And when your nervous system feels safe, your true self can emerge. Grounding is how you get out of your head and shift into your body. How you shift from past and future to present moment. How you move from survival mode to presence, and how you access the wisdom and knowing beneath the noise. It's the bridge between the storm and the solid ground beneath. So let's get practical. I'm going to share 5 grounding practices you can use anytime you feel disconnected, anxious, overwhelmed, or lost in survival patterns. These practices will help you come back to your body, back to the present moment, and back to your true self. So, practice number 1, barefoot earth connection. This is one of the most simplest and powerful grounding practices. So, how to do it? Take off your shoes and socks, stand or walk on the earth. Grass, soil, sand, even concrete, if that's where you have. Feel the texture beneath your feet. Notice the temperature. Is it warm, cold? Feel your weight pressing down into the ground. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet down into the earth. Take 5 to 10 slow breaths, feeling yourself held by the earth. This practice is called earthing, and actual physiological benefits: it helps to regulate your nervous system, reduces inflammation, and brings you into the present moment through sensation. But more than that, it reminds you you are held, you are supported. To further enhance this practice, you can even imagine those roots connecting down through the earth, and they are connected to the millions and trillions of mycelium connections and everything that is happening within the ground. We know now that trees are part of a complex communication system. All of that is running through the roots, through the ground. So particularly at times when you can feel alone and isolated, this practice particularly is a great way of feeling reconnected to something other than just yourself. You can really connect your feet down through the ground, down through the earth, and imagine that it is forming part of this incredibly intricate and expansive communication system that exists within the earth. And to take this another step further, again, connecting to your true self, as you stand on the earth, ask yourself, what do I actually need right now? Not what I should need or what others need from you. What do I need? The true self will answer if you're quiet enough to listen. Practice number 2, body scan. This practice helps you come back into your body and feel where you're holding tension or disconnection. So, how to do it? Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Close your eyes if that feels safe. Start at the top of your head and slowly scan down through your body. Notice each part: head, neck, shoulders, arms, chest, belly, hips, legs, feet. As you scan, notice, where do I feel heavy? Where do I feel light? Where do I feel nothing at all? Pay special attention to areas where you feel numb or disconnected. That's where you've left your body. Breathe into these areas, inviting sensation back in. Feel the weight of your body being held by whatever's beneath you: the chair, the floor, the earth. Why this works: when you're in survival mode, you often disassociate from your body, especially from areas that hold trauma or pain. This practice helps you reclaim your whole body piece by piece. Your true self lives in your body. The more present you are in your physical form, the more access you have to your authentic feelings, needs, and knowing. As you scan, notice, what is my body trying to tell me? Practice 3, the 5-4-3-2-1 sensory grounding. This is a fantastic practice for anxiety, overwhelm, or when you're spiraling in your thoughts. So, how to do it? Look around and name out loud or in your own mind 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. Why it works. This practice interrupts the thought spiral and brings you into your senses, which only exist in the present moment. You can't see, hear, touch, smell, or taste the past or the future. You can only sense now. So to connect with your true self through this practice, when you're fully in your senses, you're in your body. And when you're in your body, in this moment, your true self can speak. After this practice, pause and ask, what feels true right now? Practice number 4, love this one, humming or toning for vagal regulation. So this practice directly stimulates your vagus nerve, which is the main nerve of your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest, digest, and connect system. So how to do it? Sit comfortably with your spine relatively upright. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, make a low humming sound, like a bee or the sound Feel the vibration in your chest, throat, and face. Continue for 5 to 10 breaths, or as long as feels good. You can also try toning, making the ah, oh sound as you exhale. Notice how your body feels after. Let's give this a go right here and now. If you're in a space where you can, take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just let yourself make a sound. Ah. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just allow yourself to It's going to feel a little bit strange to begin with, hence why we want to be doing this 5 or 10 times, as you can allow yourself to drop out of your head and about how should you be doing it, or this feels strange, or I sound really funny. Allow yourself to just keep going through this practice. The vibrations are really powerful. They really help to switch on that rest state, okay, that's going to allow you to access this present moment, to feel safe in this present moment. So why it works. Humming and toning stimulate the vagus nerve, which signals to your nervous system that you're safe. It shifts you out of fight and flight and into rest and digest. So how this connects to your true self. Sound is primal. It's one of the first ways we expressed ourselves as babies, before words, before performance. When you hum or tone, you're connecting with a very ancient, very authentic part of yourself. Notice what sounds want to come through you. Your truest self has a voice. Practice 5, safe touch. This is a beautiful practice for self-soothing and nervous system regulation. So, how to do it? Place your hands on your body in a way that feels comforting. Maybe hands on your heart, hands on your belly, arms crossed, hands on opposite sides of the shoulders, hands on your thighs. Gently stroke or hold with warmth and care. You can also try havening touch, gently stroking your arms from shoulder to elbow, your face from forehead to chin, or your hands. As you touch yourself, imagine you're comforting a small child or dear friend. Breathe slowly and deeply. You might say to yourself, I'm here. You're safe. I've got you. Safe touch works because it releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, and signals safety to our nervous system. It's a way of reparenting yourself, of giving yourself the comfort you might not have received. So your true self is the one who deserves care, tenderness, and safety. When you offer self-touch, you're saying, I matter. I'm worth caring for. This is the foundation for coming home to yourself. Now, these are powerful practices in the moment, but the real transformation happens when you weave grounding into your daily life, when you create what I call earth anchors. So, what are earth anchors? They're regular touch points throughout your day that bring you back to your body, back to presence, and back to your true self. Some examples of these: in a morning ritual, before you check your phone, place your feet on the floor and take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, how do I actually feel right now? In transition moments, so every time you walk through a doorway, pause and feel your feet on the ground. 1 breath, 1 moment of presence. At meal times, before you eat, take 1 moment to feel your body. Notice your hunger, express gratitude, eat without any screens. Nature time, even 5 minutes outside, feeling the air on your skin, the ground beneath you, helps. An evening wind down, so doing the body scan as you get into bed, releasing the day from your body. The more you practice coming back to your body, the more you'll recognize when you've left it, and the more you'll be able to access your true self, the one that is beneath the survival patterns. So here's what I want you to understand. Your true self is not something you have to create or achieve. It's something you remember. You don't have to become someone new. You have to come home to who you've always been beneath the armour, beneath the performance, beneath the survival. And that journey, it starts with your body. It starts with grounding. It starts with presence. Because when you're in your body, in this moment, feeling safe, your true self naturally emerges. You'll start to notice, what you actually want and not what you should want. You can feel what's right and what's not without overthinking. You have access to deep wisdom and intuition. You feel more alive, more connected, more you. This doesn't happen overnight. You've been running survival patterns for years, maybe decades. Your nervous system needs time to learn that it's safe to let them go. But every time you ground, every time you come back to your body, every time you choose presence over performance, you're creating a pathway back to your true self. I just want to finish with a note on expansion and identity. So for those of you who are familiar with more advanced consciousness work, maybe you've studied Dr. Joe Dispenza or other quantum manifestation teachers, you might be thinking, but I thought the ultimate goal here was to become no one, to transcend identity and my humanness, to access pure potentiality. And you're right, that is a powerful advanced practice. But here's what I've learned. You can't transcend what you haven't first embodied. If you're still being run by survival patterns, if you're still people pleasing, performing, disconnected from your body, trying to become no one often just becomes another form of spiritual bypassing. You're not transcending identity, you're avoiding the one you have. The journey is this. First, come home to your true self. Get grounded, get present, know who you are beneath the conditioning, build that foundation. And then, once you're rooted, you can play with expansion. You can explore states of consciousness where you're pure potentiality, where you're no one and everyone, where you can consciously create from the quantum field. But you build the expansion on the foundation. You don't skip the foundation and hope the expansion holds. So if you're just beginning this work, focus on grounding. Focus on finding your true self. That's not a lesser goal, that's the essential one. Everything else builds from there. So as you will see going through this series, that we are really, really diving into knowing and connecting with our true self and seeing our survival patterns and our trauma responses for what they are, a layer of conditioning over our true self. And I really want this to be powerful, impactful work for you. So I have created a support guide, and it's a whole resource pack specifically for this series of the podcast. Please do access it. It's totally free. You can sign up on our website for that to be emailed straight to you. And it not only contains all of the information from the podcast, but additional resources and journal prompts and all kinds of things to walk you through every aspect of the podcast, this series. This is, like I mentioned before, not just about receiving information, it's about embodying the change. And that guide is exactly what's going to help you do that. I wish you an incredible week. Please do share with me what grounding practice and being in the present moment practice you are going to do this week. Let me know how you get on, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.